On this episode of Compass Conundrum, we'll be on part 12 of our multi-part series of section hiking the Florida Trail, from the old sheriff station on State Road 50 to Chinsegut. Now in this episode, we kind of lost the trail, but we're going to show you how we found it. So let's check it out.
Uphill section. This part of Croom, we're, I don't know, 8.5 miles from Silver Lake Campground, heading northwest. Yeah, a lot of uphill, downhill. Yeah, even after leaving the Sugar Mountain area, still got some good uphill, downhill. So a lot of pine trees, a lot of pine runs in here, and sun peeking through here and there, so makes for a little bit of warmth. Hadn't had a ton of change in the terrain. It's pretty much been pine forest in this section, which mimics parts of West Central Florida. We have a lot of pine tree runs, and still pretty. You can tell they've had a prescribed burn in the probably last couple of years, because the vegetation and growth is about chest high, versus if you were to see one of our day part 2, part 3, part 4, somewhere in there, I don't know, of our Green Swamp to Silver Lake Campground series. We hiked on Mars, where there was like a prescribed burn that just happened like probably the week before we hiked that section, and literally it was just no leaves on any of the pine trees. The ground floor was just burnt to a crisp, and everything was like orange and red. So yeah, check that video up above. It's I'll post a link up here to where you guys can check out that video and see that hike. It's pretty wild section of the Florida Trail. So, but pushing 8 to 8.25, 12 is the plan for today, and then we'll go home and get cleaned up and call it a weekend. So Tanya and I were just talking this part of the trail. We just crossed over that fire road and got into this section, and the trail, you really got to keep your eyes up ahead of yourself, because the trail has it kind of is non-existent. It's just markers, but you really can't tell if there's a distinct trail or not. So it's kind of interesting. Always good to keep your eyes on those orange blazes and keep yourself looking forward. And but yeah, we kind of rough section here, not being able to see the trail, but there's plenty enough orange blazes to keep you on track. But see, same thing, it just kind of fades, and you have to kind of look ahead and make sure that you're walking the right direction. Right now, I don't see any orange blazes. Okay. Well, kind of. I mean, I feel like this is what would be classified as trail, but I don't really see the orange blaze too well. Huh? I see orange blaze there. Yeah, right behind you. I don't know. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see if there's any. No, but I feel like noteworthy. Kind of difficult to see any orange blazes, so we're gonna try our best to find them. Yeah, well, so we're definitely in a compass conundrum, because the trail has really kind of come to a disappearing point. I'm going to walk away from putting the orange blaze on my back and just keep looking back, and hopefully I keep seeing it, and then hopefully we will kind of get back on this trail. But I'm thinking this kind of is, I see what looks like maybe was a trail, but man, it is definitely not distinct, and it looks like there was a burn out here, which sometimes puts a little bit of an issue on things. But I'm going to continue to move forward and see if I can find an orange blaze somewhere. So, but with these trees so burnt, it's hard to tell. Okay, so if we look far enough down this section, I finally spotted an orange blaze. But this trail kind of disappeared, and then I got a small section of it, and that's what got me looking up again. So we kind of got back on it, but definitely, you know, if you were navigating, if you were trail out in Croom at nighttime, you might lose part of this Florida trail. It's possible. So, because it's overgrown, but we're gonna make our way. And I don't know that I really am on a trail. I might not even be on the Florida Trail, but I can see the orange blazes, and using our past bushwhacking skills, I'm just gonna keep moving towards these orange blazes until we get there. Only part is I mean, I'm flip-flopping through some thicker areas, so always makes me nervous with snaky snakes. But what are you gonna do? You gotta keep moving forward. That's it. And hope that I don't get bit by a snake. Alright, so that section was kind of overgrown. Like I said, trail is not very distinct, but we do have an orange blaze here. I have another orange blaze up here, and once again, you can tell, like, I don't know, the trail is kind of hard to follow, but that adds to the adventure, I suppose. Yeah, interesting section here, because even looking back, you don't see too much of the trail, but looking better now. It's looking more like a trail, looking like we're crossing another white trail. But all right, yeah, we didn't panic. We stayed focused on, you know, keeping the orange blaze to our back and walking in somewhat of a straight line and looking for orange blazes. So now back on the Florida Trail. So one of the things we learned in adventure racing, and I'll give a shout out to Pangea, even though Pangea Adventure Racing is not around anymore. Greg Owens and Craig Sheriff and Ron Eglin and a bunch of other guys that helped Tanya and I learn how to adventure race. We learned how to navigate at nighttime, and one of the tricks they teach you is you find a distinct point where you're starting your navigation if you're going to shoot a bearing through the woods, and you put a location either behind you or in front of you, or sometimes both, that you can cross-reference. And so you might leave from a distinct tree and you know, walk from that, be able to look back every once in a while, make sure you're in a straight line, hold your compass bearing, and then go straight to maybe another tree that you want to get to, and then you get to that tree and you start the process all over again. And that helps you maybe navigate a certain distance that you're trying to get into the woods to find a checkpoint when you don't have a trail. But we used the same strategy here. We kept the orange marker to our back. We couldn't see any markers, but we just kept walking straight through the woods. I keep looking back, find that orange marker behind me. I didn't have a compass out, but had a general idea of, you know, what a straight line was. And eventually we saw an orange blaze, and we were able to continue to hike towards that orange blaze, and then we had to do it one more time. So if you're ever on the Florida Trail and you lose sight of your trail and you can't see any orange markers, you know, stay close to one, and then or backtrack till you find one, find it on the back tree, and walk away from that tree and keep that tree in your vision. Turn around, look and see, right, and go, oh yeah, okay, I still can see it. And then that might help you find your way back on the trail. I mean, it's just one of the things we've done. There might be other better ways, I'm not sure, but it's just something I thought I'd share. Yeah, fun.
Well, we hope you enjoyed another average adventure with Compass Conundrum. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, click that subscribe button below. It's the orange and white logo. Click on it, hit that notification bell, leave us a comment. And of course, if you want to learn more about this hike, well, check the description section below. As always at Compass Conundrum, we hope that you live, learn, and explore.